So hi, thanks for joining me. Houdini and I. He just ate a couple days ago, and he's ready to, poop. So I'm hoping that that is not an issue. I've put out a towel here, and it's not really going to go too well with games, but I figured it'd be fun to let you guys see him. He's still getting bigger and bigger. He just shed, actually, so he's really pretty right now. But yeah, so today I want to do a continuation of my 7th Gen Collection Voodoo. So we're going to keep going with that here. I have a pretty interesting set of stuff this time. It may be short, I'm not really sure, but we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Bud. This is a deck of Meizani Koku playing cards that I got quite a while ago. They're very cool. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So what I want to talk about is a couple of companies, and these are Western publishers and developers. Now, you guys know that I have a little bit of a bias towards Japanese developers, but when you're collecting for these systems, some of the collectible games are not necessarily Japanese published or developed. Bud. And so the first company I want to talk about here is Valcon. Now, I just did a little bit of reading on them, and I guess apparently they're a company based in Washington State, and they may be defunct at this point. It seems like they started around, I think it was 2005. They ceased, doing anything since 2011. So, they may still be around, they may not, but they published a couple games on the Xbox 360. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. You guys might be familiar with some of these. We have Raiden Fighters Aces. Now this is one of my favorite shmups that I've had an opportunity to play so far. Really like this game, and we would not have the ability, the option of purchasing and playing this in North America were it not for Valcon. Now, this game, it actually came out as a budget title. I think it was about $25 new or 30 or something like that, and it's retained its value. I expect this to go up in the future. I think this is going to be sought after. I think right now it's a shmup, and it's good, and it's a Xbox 360 exclusive. I think these are all reasons why this game is definitely going to be good to pick up. While you can. If you don't have it, if it's something you want, especially for your collection, you're really going to want to grab this game. Now, next up, we have Darkest of Days. Looking into this company, this is something I discovered, not so long ago, but this also is collectible right now. If you guys take a look, on eBay or the prices that this is going for, it's not expensive, but it's a double or triple maybe what the average price would be for an Xbox 360 game these days, and I don't expect it to go down. This game isn't particularly common to come by. It's not, I would say it's not hard to come by either. I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle right now, but if you guys want this, this is basically one of I believe only 3 games that Valcon published on the Xbox 360. You're definitely going to want to look for this sooner rather than later. The only other Valcon game for the Xbox 360 that I don't have is called Skidoo Snowmobile Challenge. So it's a snowmobile game. I assume it's like a snowmobile racer. It's also available on the PlayStation 3. Darkest of Days is an Xbox 360, platform exclusive. Some of these games also come out on PC. But yeah, so that's basically it for Valcon, at least on the 360. Valcon has published games on other platforms, and I will talk about those when I get around to talking about Valcon on the PlayStation 3 and the Wii. But I want to move on to another publisher on the 360, which is Kalypso. Now, you guys might be familiar with Kalypso. They are still active, and they're a publisher developer. So they, from what I've read, they're based in Germany, and apparently they own a couple of, like, I think maybe three development teams. So definitely they're in the development business, but they also, they also publish games that other companies have developed. So let's go ahead and start here with one that caught my eye not so long ago, and that is Dark Star 1 Broken Alliance. Now, again, actually, Dark Star 1 is a PC game, but Dark Star 1 Broken Alliance here is a Xbox 360 console exclusive. And I haven't played this, but you guys might be familiar with Kalypso, and one of the things I wanted to talk about, maybe with them in particular, is the, we talk about the death of the kind of the mid-tier publisher. And I think, this company also started around 2006. So, I think, what is it, nature abhors a vacuum, kind of, This is one of those things where when there's a gap in the marketplace, people are going to come in to fill that gap. So it's very interesting to see as things have split into like just AAA and essentially indie games here in the West. I feel like some of these companies are sort of supplementing in this sort of mid-tier developer space, porting PC games and developing some of their own stuff. So anyway, I was going to say that Kalypso is still publishing games and developing games, and you'll see them on the new systems like the PlayStation 4. So as a collector, I would recommend, you might want to take particular note of those if you do, if you have an interest in sort of mid-tier developed games, and you're kind of keeping an eye on what kind of things might be collectible on like the current gen and 7th gen. Definitely keep an eye on this company. I have another game from them here, Port Royale 3. Now, I also haven't played this. It actually looks really cool. It's sort of like it seems like a pirate sim, probably. This is available also on the PlayStation 3, and we'll talk a little bit more about that because there's a couple of versions of it on the PS3. How you doing, bud? Good boy. But yeah, again, this is something that I think would say, definitely want to keep an eye out for. It's not uncommon, I would say, but it's also, probably not the most common of games out there, especially certain of the versions of it. And another game that I would say is definitely not very common. I would call this a bit uncommon. I had a little trouble coming across a copy of this, and this is Dark. It's a vampire game, apparently. Again, I don't know a lot about this. It says right on it that it's, it got Best of E3 in 2012, which sounds like a pretty high praise there. Another Kalypso published game. This is an Xbox 360 exclusive. I would say keep your eyes open for this. They have also published the Tropico games on the Xbox 360. Now, these are all Xbox, well, I shouldn't say that. Most of these are Xbox 360 console exclusives. I only have Tropico 3. As far as I know, they're like, it's another sim game. They seem like Sim Island, essentially. But there's a fourth one and there's a fifth one. Now the fourth one's a 360 exclusive, and the fifth one is actually available on the PlayStation 4 also. So very interesting. You have kind of a cross-platform Xbox 360 and PlayStation 4 on those. Unfortunately, I don't have the newer games in my collection. And so I'm going to go ahead and talk about basically the rest of the games from this developer on the 360 that I don't have. The first up is The First Templar. Definitely something I'd really like to get. I have seen it before, I have passed on it, and now I kind of regret that. But I think I've seen it a couple times. It might not be the most common game. Hopefully it's not going to be too hard to get another copy of. I would keep your eyes out for it. Air Conflict Secret Wars. Now there's a couple games in the Air Conflict series. They're both multi-platform. The Air Conflict Secret Wars is available on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4 and the 360. You also have Air Conflicts Vietnam, that is on the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4, and the 360. So a lot of options for picking that up. Again, if you can get these for good prices, as a collector, you may want to get all platforms versions of them. And finally, we have a pretty interesting looking game. It's called Omerta City of Gangsters. Now, this is another one I don't know a whole lot about. It's not particularly uncommon. I see it around pretty frequently. I just haven't grabbed a copy of it myself. And it seems like a sort of a sim gangster game. So that seems really interesting. Also a 360 exclusive. Console exclusive. So definitely a handful of these are already collectible on the 360, specifically the Valcon games. So yeah, I think that's pretty clear where that's going. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you'll join me again for more video game and anime related videos. Take care. Say goodbye, Houdini. Bye bye. See you later. You're okay. I'm not gonna hurt you.